Okay, early start time. You know what's going to happen now. We're back off on yet another little week away. But we're now over at the edge of what they call the Sabrina. Not to be confused with Sabrina Carpenter. Hello, good morning and welcome to day number 3. Today's itinerary, wandering around, rambling a lot, and a weird little place called Ludlow. So let's go ahead, get on the coach and get going. So now after a lot of travelling, roughly about an hour 15, we've made it to where we're going today. Welcome to Ludlow. We're outside Ludlow assembly rooms. There's a theatre, cinema, visitor centre, cafe. There's a couple of volunteer run, I think like charity shops and stuff down here. There's a bakery, there's a bookshop. There's so much to explore. So I don't know what we're standing around at. Let's go and have a look around. So we've moved a little bit further around now, just at the edges of Ludlow Castle. I've got to say, the walls for that are mad. Something over there is very angry, but we're having a little bit of a look-see around. There's quite a nice sort of array of plants and various flowers over here. The only problem is I have allergies, so this is going to get fun when I get back. Oh dear. But still, let's go ahead, keep exploring and seeing what else there is. I would have a look inside the castle, but sadly the castle is a bit on the close side, but oh well, I'm sure there's more things to find. So moving a little bit further down now from where we just were outside the castle, we're having a little look at Ludlow Market. I've got to say there's quite a lot of stuff here. There's fresh fruit, there's DVDs, CDs, clothes, food, more food, even more food and plants. There's pretty much a little mix of everything. There's also a lot of very interesting smaller like alleyways and stuff further down that I want to have a look at as well. So let's go take a look at those, shall we? So going a little bit further down, there's now this little sort of, I guess, kind of inn down here called the Rose and Crown Inn. And I've got to say it does look very, very interesting indeed. We might have a look at that a little bit later on if we get time. But all the information you need to know is all up here. Now I've got to say it's very, very interesting indeed, especially down the back of here, because it's kind of like a little old like alleyway, I guess, so to speak, or like a very thin original style of like path and everything. And I've got to say it's very, very interesting. It's an area called Harp Lane, and it's not exactly very wide, let's just put it that way, but it is certainly very, very interesting to go and have a little bit of a look-see around. But now I'm going to go ahead and see what else we can find. So in an interesting turn of events, right, we've had a couple passengers on board the coach saying that they're after some ice creams. So, a lot of us thought they were joking. Our coach driver has actually pulled into a nearby cafe on the way back, and now we've all ended up with some, including me. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Also, there's a sign over here that says North Wales, and I thought it'd be cool to put in the video, so there it is. Right, back to the hotel. So, from ice creams to coach travel to Ludlow to back to the hotel, and nearly time to go back to dinner. Quite good indeed. They've definitely turned up the water fountain compared to yesterday. In fact, we should see any second. There we go. That's pretty cool, that. Let's go ahead, grab ourselves a drink and some dinner, and then we'll see what's left after that. And so, many hours later, as you can see over here, is technically considered the next day, that I've not started filming yet, oops. But as you can see, we are now into the very early hours of day number 4, which means that was day number 3, a little bit of looking around at Ludlow Market, and I've got to say, it was very, very interesting indeed. However, now we're going to go grab some sleep because we've got another full day of places to look at, boats to ride on, and also a train to go on as well. It should be very, very interesting indeed, especially if you know that we've been here once before. So without any further ado, let's go ahead, move on to day number 4. We're down here now. Welcome to day number 4. We've got the boat here that we're going to be going on for a little bit. Or is it the one all the way down there? I don't know, there's too many boats. But we're going on this for a little bit, then we're coming back, having a little look around the area of llangollen, which is going to be very, very nice. I haven't been there for around half a year now, but it's going to be a very, very good indeed. In the meantime, let's get on the boat and go for a little bit of a cruise. So from a boat to a town, welcome to llangollen. Now we've been here before. In fact, if you remember, I bought a silver camera from here, which I do actually have at the moment. It's just in the camera bag, and I have to probably give myself about 5 minutes if I want to go and get that photo. But it's a very, very interesting little camera. It's a very interesting little place. Like I say, we have been here before, and I would recommend coming back. There's a lot of tiny little shops, a lot of local businesses, not as many like big name brands and stuff around here, which is actually kind of nice, kind of refreshing, a little break from the ordinary. But we've got a train to go to down there in a little bit, so we'll make our way on and down to there now. Now, moving down a little further, right, last time I was here, there was this massive sign on the front of a building. I had no clue what it was, or how to even say it. This time around, it's exactly the same. I still have no idea. So a little bit later on, here we are now on a station platform, waiting for this, well, train right here. To be honest, the train's arrived, but we've got to wait a little bit before it departs. It's going to be very interesting indeed. We're on the coach all the way down that way, so it's a lot of walking, but it's going to be a very fun indeed. We're going for a little trip. I probably assume through the mountains. I want to say it's going to be a very cool indeed. Definitely looking forward to it, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of the previous Wales trip I went on, the previous train trip, because that also went through the mountains. We were meant to have a steam locomotive today, but due to technical issues, we've got a diesel one instead. But I've got to say though, it does still look pretty cool indeed. So, one of the very few days I can say I walked under a train and survived. Anyway, it was a very interesting trip there, all the way up here to Corbin. I don't know what's really here, and to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look like there is much here, but it is very fun indeed. Got a lot of footage, a lot of filming, and a lot of very cool photos, which I'm very proud of. But it's very cool indeed. That was the train we were on. We were just towards the very front, roughly about there. Very fun indeed. Now I've got the shop to go and have a look in, and then I think just a little coach trip back to the hotel. We might spend some more time going and exploring the resort as well. And so now we are back over at the resort. As you can see, there's the wonderful front of the hotel. And if we go over to our right, just here, you can see the water fountain is very high up today. But now it's time to go ahead and grab ourselves some dinner. And so there we go, welcome to day number 5, and pretty much the day where we go home. I know it's sad, but it has to come to an end, but we've still got a bit more filming, so don't go anywhere. We've got ourselves a pretty cool TV over here, by the way, for the room. We've got ourselves a mirror over there. We have a mirror over there as well, and a bathroom down there. But it's very cool indeed. And something cool that I wanted to point out was not only is the TV a smart TV, but we've had a little Amazon Echo here the whole time, which is honestly pretty cool to work with, I can't lie. Now let's go ahead, get ourselves out to the coach and get on the road. But of course, we can't go anywhere without having another little look at the cool water fountain just here. The jets on this have been higher and higher every single day that we've been here, and I've got to say it has been very cool indeed. We've had the areas, the canal, the little barge down there, and of course a massive area to wander around. And I've got to say, this place goes on for ages. And there we go, welcome to Evesham, or Evesham Country Valley Park, or whatever it is they call it. It's got a long fangled name, I'm sure I'll remember it in the edits. But we stopped off here for a little bit of a quick sort of something to eat, something to drink, got myself a nice pasty, and then we're gonna, I think, probably head back onto the coach and head on to our next destination, where hopefully I might have some time to film a little bit more, but we'll have to wait and see what's happened. So it's either going to be a little time-lapse drive, or we're just going to be jumping straight there. Okay, harsh cut it was. Anyway, welcome to Leicester Services, just stopping here for a bit before the onward drive home, but I think that is probably where I'm going to leave this video. This little kind of mini 2-part series of going and exploring, well, pretty much everywhere. A bit of Shropshire, a bit of Wales, a bit of everywhere, a bit of, well, everything. And hopefully you've all enjoyed. If you have, feel free to go ahead to like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that cool stuff. And if you've got some interesting places that you reckon I should visit, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I'll read through and see what we can find, because there could be some very, very interesting ones indeed. And I've certainly got a very long bucket list of places I want to go to, so videos like this are going to keep on coming anyway. But like I say though, if there is anywhere that you want me to go and have a look at, and if you've got any sort of fun moments or favourite parts from this little mini-series, do go ahead and let me know in the comments. And of course, the Hunts people took us here once again, so thank you to you lot, and thank you for not kicking me off, appreciate it. But I'll go ahead and see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, Tech out, see ya!